Okay, yes, I've been gone for a while. I'm so sorry, but thank you for watching this video. As the title says, in this video, I'm going to give you some pointers on how to get back, because that is exactly what I went through right now. I'll give you guys some brief, I guess, info on what happened, why I was gone, what was happening, and then also how the steps I took to get back and what you can do to get back into your health and fitness routine. So watch this video. Thank you for hopping on. I'm so excited to be back and be spreading this information with you. Okay, well, hello minions, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'll give you guys a brief intro again. I'm a personal trainer, certified through NASM. I've been a trainer now for over 6 years, and I have my own business, Nori Athletics, that I run with my partner. And one of the reasons why I was gone is because I now recently became a gym owner. So yes, we opened our own gym, Nori Athletics gym in BC here, and it was literally a dream come true. But obviously, with that being said, with every good thing that happens in life, there's usually other things that we had to do, sacrifices we had to make, things we had to go through, difficulties we had to go through in order to win at the end. But we pushed through, we got here, we have our own gym, and this is actually the office of the gym, so I'll show you later what the gym looks like. And what we do at the gym is personal training, tandem training, so partners, we do our classes, and then obviously I still do online coaching as well. So that is kind of the reason why I was gone, but obviously we also went through the pandemic, and then there was a lot of things that we still had to recover from because of the pandemic, because we got to a point where we thought we were going to have to shut down our business because personal training and all of that was definitely not available or an option, because all the businesses were closed here in Canada during the pandemic, and then we had a lot of recovery to do after that. Really affected us and costed us, and so that was part of the reason why I wasn't on here. Obviously I was stressed out. There was a lot of attention that I needed to put into my business, and I didn't have time to make videos, create topics and subjects, and also edit them. So now that I have a little bit more time, I'm going to be doing that and be able to provide you guys more knowledge and more info, but it's going to be really applicable knowledge. It won't be just like my lifestyle anymore, but it will actually be things that you can apply right away to see changes. So with that being said, because of all the stress, and because I was so deep into the business, I let go of myself and my health. And so that was also another reason, is that I felt like I wasn't in the place to be able to give advice if I wasn't taking care of myself. So for the past 8 months, I really put in the effort, actually a year, I really put in the effort to really take care of myself. And for the past 6 to 8 months, I've been really consistent with my health. I nailed down the things that I really valued for myself and what I needed to accomplish in order to get back into feeling more confident as a trainer, more confident as a person, an individual. And now I can be on here and give you guys advice on how to be able to build back your routines in your health and fitness, based on what I did. So prior, because of all the stresses, I had irregular sleep. I was not working out maybe once a week, and I was definitely eating whatever, and so my gut health was terrible because of the stress. My gut health was also terrible because of what I was eating. I was consuming foods that were overly processed. I didn't cook a lot. I barely ate even, and because of that, I had no energy. I was always tired. I was always further stressed out, and all of that added up. And so then I decided to finally make a change, and here we are on this video. And I'm going to show you guys if you guys are going through the same things. So low energy, if you guys are going through lack of sleep, you can't get your fitness routine back into place, what you can do, the steps you can take starting today to get that all back. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 4 tips on the actions that I took in order to be able to get out of the rut and start seeing progress in my health and fitness. And these are 4 tips that you can apply starting today. Make sure you stay to the very end, because the last 2 tips are probably the most important ones and the ones that really impacted my progress with my health and fitness. Okay, so I'm going to go over the 4 major things that I did in order for me to see changes in my health and fitness goals and my journey. And these are 4 things that you can start applying today, and that I encourage you that you start applying today. Now, the last 2 tips are probably the most important tips of the 4, so make sure you stay to the very end to not miss out on those last 2 tips. So tip number 1 is that you want to reevaluate your goals. This is the first thing that I did, is because my goals pre-pandemic definitely changed after the pandemic. And even within like 3 to 6 months, your goals can change, or what you really want can change. And the way you will reach that goal might change because of where you are currently at. So I was definitely at a lower place than I was way before pre-pandemic. I was not as confident. I definitely had way more issues with my gut, my energy, and even going to the gym was way harder after the pandemic than it was pre-pandemic. So if I kept the same goal, and if I kept the same ideology of how I was going to approach the goal pre-pandemic to after pandemic, I would definitely not work out. And that's the issues that I was coming across, is that I was approaching it the same way, and I kept getting stuck over and over again because I couldn't stick to it, and I couldn't make the changes that I needed to make, and I wasn't making the right changes. So reevaluate your goal. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is that you want to break down that big goal into smaller goals and be able to create wins for yourself every day. So how do you do this? So let's say you have a big goal of losing 20 pounds, right? You break it down into the steps and the things you need to learn, do. Who is that person? What does that person do in order to lose those 20 pounds? That goal of the person, let's say Michelle, who's lost 20 pounds, what is she doing at the time once she's reached her goal? Okay, so I broke that down into steps, into how active I needed to be, how I needed to eat, the other habits like my sleep, my stress management, what I needed to do. Okay, then what you want to do is, instead of trying to change all of that at once, you want to break it down into little things that you can focus on. So my first focus was getting into the gym, because to me, if I could get myself into the gym, I knew that I was then able to create wins, and with the wins, you use those wins to create more wins. So I broke it down, and I started going to the gym first and made that my focus. And once going to the gym became easier, then I introduced nutrition. And you can see where that all kind of works together then. So you want to not throw it all at once at yourself, but break it down and start creating those wins. The wins is probably one of the most important things that is going to keep you going. So if you don't feel like you're winning every day, the likelihood of you quitting is very high. So you also don't want to set the threshold too high for yourself where you can't have those wins. You want to set it not too low either, but set it at a right, I guess, range where you are challenging yourself enough, but you're also able to have a win every day that will keep you going and allow you to create more wins in the long run. Okay, so now the first most important tip, so this is tip number 3, is that you want to focus on consistency over perfection. So I know I'm a perfectionist, and for myself, this was probably one of the hardest things to grasp and get over. But once I realized that it wasn't so much of wanting to make the workouts perfect or wanting my nutrition to be perfect that day, and that by having that ideology that I was only hurting myself, because then if it wasn't perfect, I would just quit or call it a write-off for the whole week. So instead I focused on consistency. You going to the gym consistently is far more beneficial than you making that workout perfect. So if you, let's say, only have 15 minutes that day to work out, do it anyways. It doesn't have to be the 45-minute or 1-hour workout that you normally do. If you don't meet your macros that day, that's totally fine. It's okay. Just move on to the next day and continue doing what you were doing the days prior, right? There's always room for corrections. There's always room to make things better. And if you see it like that and don't see corrections and mistakes as a bad thing, then you can keep going. And remember, consistency over perfection. If you keep going hard and then quitting, going hard and then quitting, you're always going to be stuck in the same place. And this is what was happening to me prior. So now I stuck to it, and I didn't go so hard so that I had to quit, and I went and took my time. And last and most important tip number 4 is you want to make sure you have a plan. So this is one of the things and one of the reasons why I was struggling with my nutrition, is that I didn't have a plan. So once I created a plan for myself and had a plan to follow for my workouts and also for my nutrition, knowing what I was going to eat, or at least had an idea of what I was going to eat, what macros I needed to meet, and so forth, where I got more data and something to follow, really helped me. So you have your yearly goal, you break it down into your monthly goals and monthly tasks, and then you break those monthly tasks or goals and targets that you want to meet into weekly tasks, targets that you need to meet, into daily tasks and targets that you need to meet. And so I broke down my daily, I broke it all the way down to my daily, and I realized what days I needed to work out, what workouts I was following, also what type of nutrition I was following in order to meet my goal. Okay, so make sure you do that one, because that is a very, very important one, so that you're not aimlessly going to the gym or aimlessly following some type of nutrition tips or diets and not knowing what you're actually trying to get out of it, and also not knowing whether it's going to work. Okay, so thank you guys for sticking through the video. Thank you so much. I hope these tips help. Apply them. If you apply them, you will see changes. If you're just watching this and not applying them, I'm sorry, but the changes won't happen. And that's another thing that happened to me. So make sure you apply it, make yourself applicable, and then you're gonna actually see results. But as promised, I wanted to show you a clip of our gym. So right after this, you're gonna see a clip of our gym, and that's gonna be the end of the video. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, follow along, share this with anyone that needs the tips, and I'll see you in the next one. So I can't believe it, but this is our storefront of our gym, and it's a garage gym. This can actually go up right here, that can go up, and we kept that open during the summer. So you can see here, that's our website, our Instagram handle, the sign. We're probably gonna add in here personal training, tandem training classes, or maybe up on the sign there, just to make it more clear for what we're doing here. And then we open the door, Nori's down there. Nori, no, stay. And then we have our little nuke area. This is a consultation area. It's still being developed. We are missing so many things, but we're basically gonna have it like a storefront, so we're gonna sell things here, there, and then we're gonna go into the gym. So this is our gym here. So we have our cable machines, we have 2 rowers, and then we have dumbbells there, we have our mirrors, we have the Nori Athletics sign, we have our plates, 2 racks, more mirrors, we have some wall balls, bands, kettlebells, the the hip thrust bench there, and then we have this sick ass painting that our friend did for us. It's of Nori, but a jacked, sick version of Nori. Like, how cool is that? Love the glowing sign, and it's been a hit with a lot of people. This is me, hello. And then we have our office in here. Say hello, Navette. And Nori's there, little Nori. And yeah, so that is it. That is our gym. Ta-da! And we're excited to continue to develop this gym, see it grow. But thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.